Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Thursday, June 11th. I'm going to be continuing to play the game Persona 3 Reload in the series I've called Persona a Day. That's where I've been playing the game one in-game day at a time, as it lines up with the real calendar. I'm going to start off by talking about what we did yesterday, to make sure we remember everything and come into today fully ready. Then we'll see where today's gameplay takes us, and after that we'll come back here to the desk and talk about it a little bit more. For any of you watching on YouTube, I will have timestamps in the description in case you want to jump to a specific section. And since this is a full playthrough of the game, please be aware of spoilers. Okay, so then let's start off by looking back at what we did yesterday, Wednesday, June 10th. Earlier in the week, we had come off of a full moon encounter on Monday. We entered into Tartarus, we were able to rescue Fuuka Yamagishi, defeat some strong shadows, and things have kind of started to get a little bit more back to normal over the last couple days since then. The day started off at school, and I met Yukari at the gate. And she was worried about Akihiko and Mitsuru and just what their intentions are with Fuuka, and she's concerned that they're trying to pressure Fuuka into joining us. And she really wants that to be Fuuka's choice. She doesn't want anybody trying to convince her otherwise. And she just kind of asked me what my thoughts were on the motives of Mitsuru and Akihiko. And I have no reason to suspect them or doubt them of anything at this point. They seemed to be genuinely concerned about all of us at the dorm thus far, and I don't see any difference there with Fuuka. So I tried to relay as much to Yukari and try to mitigate some of those fears she has. She appreciated the input, but still has her doubts. But we headed into class at that point. As I do, I stayed awake during class and listened to everything, was able to make some academic progress during the day. And after that, I had the usual after-school free time. So I kind of took the roundabout way around town as I do and ended up at the Naganaki Shrine where I encountered Maiko. We spent some time playing together at the playground there. As the evening pressed on, or afternoon pressed on, we got to talking a bit, and she revealed that it was her birthday the other day. She had been voicing concerns the last time we met about being scared that her parents weren't going to remember since they've been at odds with each other and contemplating divorce. But thankfully she revealed that they both remembered her birthday. She had lots of presents, got a cake, and just had a lot of fun. She had a good meal with her parents, and they both seemed happy, and they celebrated her day. So everything was really great in Maiko's world. It was very exciting to hear that something she was worried about didn't come to pass in a negative way. And so I was able to share in some of that excitement with her. Just really feel good for her on that. And that got her kind of contemplating and wondering, if things could be so much fun on her birthday, why can't they be like that every day? So her logical choice then is she plans to ask her parents about that and just wonder, like, why are you guys talking about getting a divorce since we had so much fun on my birthday? So it sounded like her childlike level of logic in approaching this in a very straightforward way to answer a very simple seeming question to her. If we're happy that day, why can't we be happy every day? It'll be, I'm sure, a very hard question for the parents to answer, but hopefully that goes well for her. But it was nice to hear that her birthday was a good one and that she was happy with it, and yeah, I was very encouraged for her. So we wrapped up our time there. She made me promise to come play again next time I'm free, which I agreed to, and I made my way back to the dorm from there. Once again, Mitsuru and Akihiko were headed out to the hospital. They were visiting Fuuka Yamagishi and Natsuki Moriyama, who were both there recovering from our time in Tartarus. Yukari was in the dorm, and she was still kind of reiterating her concern about hoping that Fuuka is doing all right and that they're not trying to pressure her into doing something she doesn't want to do. Junpei, on the other hand, was considering this a done deal, like Fuuka was definitely coming back to the dorm sooner or later, and he's thinking maybe he should even get his room clean to be ready for when she arrives, in a very happy-go-lucky Junpei way. So I wished him luck there, but the evening was open to me then. We weren't going to Tartarus, so I made my rounds around town, stopped at Club Escapade and had my fortune told, talked to some people there, and ended up spending the rest of my evening at Hagakure Ramen. They texted me about having a special menu option available tonight, the special Hagakure bowl. We had that one other time, it was really good. But it just seemed like a really low-pressure, easy way to spend the evening. I kind of rationalized that the night before we worked a shift at Chagall Cafe and earned some money, so this was kind of our reward for putting in that effort. Get a nice good meal, enjoy it, enjoy the calm atmosphere of the restaurant, eat something we like eating, and just take it easy. So that's how I spent the remainder of the evening there. And their college-enriched food also helped improve my charm, so I walked away with a little bit more charm progress, which was also encouraging. And that just brought me back to the dorm for a hopefully relaxing evening, low stress, low pressure, early to bed, and into another day. So after a good night of sleep, that should bring us into today, ready to face whatever challenges the world throws at us. I will get us over to the game and see if those challenges are, and let's make it another fun day. Okay, So here we are. We just finished the dinner last night at Hagakure and made that charm progress. Still no advancements. We made a lot of those pretty rapidly, so we're not going to get that lucky every couple of weeks. But we're still 3s across the board here. Confident, determined, and above average. We're looking good. So yes, that was a quick glimpse of the end of yesterday, Wednesday the 10th, and comes into today, Thursday the 11th. So we've caught up with the calendar again. This is kind of a different place to start the day, considering it's after school already. But it's a message from Sonata. Sorry for the short notice. Yamagishi is being released from the hospital today. We all need to talk to her together. Come to the command room once you get back to the dorm. All right, very direct. Not a lot of room for options there. Oh, looks like our plans might have been made for us today. Nope, we're not. Okay, well that's kind of nice. He did say the evening. I guess reading comprehension on my part, maybe not 100% there. So we do still have our after-school time. And yeah, that does kind of fit the timeline they were talking about the other day too. They did think it was just going to be a couple days where Fuuka was recovering. So. Looks like that came to pass. So here we are at the after-school side of things already then. So we had our school day, learned all the things we could, and here we are. So we had our message from Akihiko. We've got a couple others here, Chihiro and Miyamoto. Hello. I'm sorry to keep asking this. I'm sorry to keep asking this way, but do you have some time to spare for me? I'll be waiting to hear from you. And Miyamoto, practice. That's today. Let's go. Chihiro did ask the other day if we could spare some time, and for her to ask again like this, I don't want to keep dodging her. So to read that message out loud and here to see it again, sorry to keep asking this way. She still feels, that apologetic side of I don't mean to bother you. I really want to talk about this thing, but it's no worry if you don't have time. I can kind of relate to that approach to things, and I don't want to keep making her suffer like that. So at this point, unless something else comes up that seems more pressing, I'm leaning towards spending some time with Chihiro today to see what I can do to help her out. But we'll talk to some people around, make our rounds around town, stop a couple places. I've been saying that the last few days, but it is nice to kind of take these afternoon slots and break them up into a little bit more than just going and doing the one thing. So that's part of how we've always kind of done it, and stopping and seeing the pharmacist and the Velvet Room and places like that, but just making our rounds around town so it's more than just one thing for our day. And we've got Yukari right here with something new to say.
Oh, thank goodness!
Yeah, Yamagishi-san is leaving the hospital soon. Isn't that great? That is great. Nothing more to follow up on that either. Guess no room to affirm or object. I said before, I'm trying to get better at being up on the roof and seeing what's going on up here. I'm just kind of enjoying the atmosphere up here. Looks like there's not a whole lot to see other than the sights themselves, but that's reason enough to be up here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time up there, but we experienced it. I didn't see anybody down that hall, so again, there's no real reason to go that far out of our way. That is one of those other habits I do need to try to find a happy medium on. It's nice to poke around and see every place, but I don't necessarily need to do that every single day. I don't dislike doing it, and if I have time to do it, I still probably will from time to time, but from a balanced approach to things, it's not like I need to see every site every single day. But there's also some peace of mind in going through and seeing that there was no one there that had something new to talk about. Oh yeah, let's see what's showing at Screenshot today. I'm a movie aficionado from the doorway here, but never actually inside the theater. I've seen a lot of movie titles this playthrough. School of No Wonder is now showing. High school students pay 1,500 yen. That would work on our courage. It would be a banner day once we spend some time at Screenshot. It'll happen one of these days, I'd like to think, but today probably isn't that day. Oh, actually speaking of that, I never did look at how everybody else spent their time either. So we'll do that in a different location today. A small 2% of people did daily life things. Everyone else was going social links. Chihiro, Tomochika, the old couple, and Miyamoto. So a lot of the staple groups there. I'm leaning towards Chihiro at this point myself. It wasn't that long ago we saw her, and actually seeing Kenji was available today, that did kind of make me want to spend some time with him, but just the message that Chihiro sent sounded a little more pressing, so that's kind of where I'm thinking. We haven't actually stopped here at the flower shop in a while.
Take your time looking.
I don't think there's going to be anything new. Doesn't look like it. But it's always just kind of nice to, poke our head around and see. Won't be that long before we can harvest the potatoes that we planted.
Please come again.
We do have, some tomato seedlings as well with us, so I can already replant something. Here in the outskirts, we have the weak cat. Hello, weak cat. Mew. Looks all status quo over here. All good. So we will continue on with our day. Trying to avoid all these people, I took a nice serpentine route through things. Well, let's take the train. We're right here. Then we can loop around to the shrine, the mall. After just talking about not needing to see everything, I ended up going around to see everything anyway. Oh, well, we would have missed talking to the taxi driver if I didn't come this way, so it was meant to be. Usually cabbies work night shifts. If I don't sleep during the day, when am I supposed to sleep? My wife gets steamed saying we never talk anymore. She's got no idea what I'm going through. That would be tough. Trying to live a professional life that demands those hours while also maintaining a relationship that focuses and functions on traditional hours. I wish him both luck. And he seems very defensive about how this is how it has to be. Stuff like that is very seldom a one-side only thing. So hopefully both sides can see the other side. Here's something I can't remember doing in a while in the game. I know I stop here in the Net Cafe quite frequently in the evenings to look, but do I ever stop in the afternoon? If I do, it's very seldom. So we're going to browse. There's still probably up just the same two things to look at, so not a whole lot new to see or buy anything. One of these days I'm going to pick these up and use them, but I like to just think he stopped in and just was taking a look through whatever software might be available and seeing a lot of the same stuff. Again, just something else to do with our afternoon on the way to whatever the main point of the afternoon ends up being. Thought that looked good there. So let's carry on. Once again, a very quiet-looking Naganaki Shrine. Let's stand over here today. We don't normally come to this side of everything. Not a whole lot to visually see, but we're still at the shrine. We're still taking it in where it's nice and peace and quiet, so as we've been doing, let's just take some nice deep breaths and contemplate and unwind for a minute. Okay, everybody nice and calm, nice and happy. All right, let's continue on with our day then. One of these days, Officer Kurosawa is going to have some new gear to sell us. I'm not sure it's going to be today.
What are you looking for?
Doesn't look like it's today, which is okay. That'll save me some money. So I'm just here to stop in and see Officer Kurosawa. Hope his day is going well and that it's a nice, peaceful one.
You finished?
I am. Thank you for your support.
Be seeing you.
And I'm pretty sure I've still got Principality with me as a persona for our Justice coverage. First one here, it's equipped, so I've got something to correspond with spending time with Chihiro. Won't need to summon anyone today.
Good day. Here are my requests.
No requests.
Very well then.
So we're looking good. And it doesn't sound like we'll probably be doing anything with our evening that takes us over to the Velvet Room. So while we're here, let's stop and say hi. We're meeting with Fuuka once we get back to the dorm tonight, so it doesn't seem like that would probably be anywhere that takes me in here.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Igor, Elizabeth, happy Thursday. I hope your days are going well. And that you're just enjoying things. I only ever really see, especially Igor, I only ever see him in here, and only Elizabeth normally at the door, but they seem to have their own personalities and wants and things they like to do, so hopefully they're able to do that and just enjoy it as best they can. But Igor, Elizabeth, thank you, and I hope you're taking care.
We look forward to your next visit.
Nice to see you too, Elizabeth. We just get to enjoy this walk back through the hallway of all the doors, back to our own door here. And just kind of, coming off of, like I said at the start, we're getting back into a more normal routine of things. We had the investigation going the better part of last week. We were building up to the full moon encounter this past Monday. So now to just be able to go back to some of our normal standard practices of talking to Officer Kurosawa and going to the Velvet Room and seeing the pharmacist here. They don't seem like big things because they really aren't, but at the same time, they're kind of those core staples of our playthrough that it is nice to actually get back to, and it feels like they have more value by virtue of not being able to do them for a while. So, even the little things you can find joy in. But there's no new medicine here, and I didn't use any over the
You run
weekend.
your own business, you decide what services to provide. For example, I can offer you some free life advice. How about it, lad?
Yeah, he hasn't steered me wrong before. He would be an interesting person to talk to. I'm sure he's got a wealth of experience and things he's been through, things he knows, treatments for things to avoid or to prioritize. That he would be an interesting guy to learn a lot from. Unfortunately, I can't ask him for that.
Got everything you need?
So I guess I will get out of his business for today and wish him well and hope to see him again. So, pharmacy owner, thank you so much. It's been good talking to you.
Come again, yeah?
And we'll see if today's the day I remember what game is at Game Parade. So, well, probably doesn't matter today if we're not able to do anything in the evening, but today it's High School of Youth, where we could work on our charm. That has been our priority recently. I say priority kind of loosely because if I've got a better alternative, I'm not against taking it because I need progress in all three of the social skills. But if I were to pick one right now and all three were available, it would probably be charm. But let's head back to school and meet up with Chihiro and see what we can do for her. She texted us the other day and kind of wanted to get together, and so for her to text again and ask the same thing, I can't just, leave her hanging like that. Let's stop in here, get cleaned up, freshened up, all that. Always thinking about the what's growing on the rooftop planters. It's nice to have that reminder, though. Sometime after 6/16. And I'm also going to want to keep tabs on that refrigerator. I think it was somewhere around the 20th, give or take. That'll be cleared out so I can put that taiyaki in the refrigerator.
Okay.
So here we are with Chihiro. Let's take a look at the social link and remember where we were last time. Flew right by her. Here she is, the Justice Treasurer, rank 3. That's right, there was that couple kissing in the library. We did spend a little bit of time with her since then, but that wasn't enough to increase our social link rank. But I went there originally to help her with some math problems she had, and we were talking about general student council stuff in the meantime, and a couple next to us told us to shut up, before then heading off to share a kiss with each other. And Chihiro was appalled at that behavior in the library, especially after being called out for talking. For them to go and do something like that in the library just did not sit well with her. So, she wanted to bring it up with student council. She wanted to investigate that sort of thing. She wanted to be very proactive about it. Chihiro expressed her disapproval of couples kissing in the library. I've learned a little about how she reviews relationships. That was the last progress we made in the social link. So we'll see where that goes from here. It is also nice to see that if we do spend time here, that will kind of keep everybody in line rank-wise, potentially assuming I'm able to rank up here. And I think it might just be Bebe. Oh, okay. and of all people, Kenji here. Our very first social link to end up falling behind everybody else. So I do need to make time for him one of these days as well. Let's save our game. We walked around a little bit, so we'll keep things current here. Chihiro, I am here finally. Sorry to make you wait.
Hello there.
Oh, Shima-san, did you make any plans today? If you aren't busy, I was hoping that maybe we could walk home together. All right, it seems like Chihiro wants to walk home with me. I've got Principality, so that'll help us out. And we might grow closer. So yes, I think we should spend time with Chihiro after school today.
Thank you so much.
Then how about we have a chat at the cafe today? That sounds nice.
Is it just me, or is the air conditioning in here too high? I feel a little lightheaded.
Are you okay?
I haven't been feeling well lately. I couldn't even finish my lunch today. I think I may have caught a cold.
Another example of a great voice actor. That delivery was so good. It's like you could really feel the emotion in that. Her level of sheepishness and not wanting to have caught a cold, and kind of the almost despair of it all. Well done.
I'm sorry, but do you think we could go to the pharmacy?
That's a good choice. Yeah, that's a great place to go. I trust the pharmacist. We were just there. We can definitely go to the pharmacy.
I'm going to go get some medicine. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'd be happy to go with her, but if that's something she wants to do in private, I understand that too.
Oh, hey there. You on your way home from school?
Huh? What do you want?
I can't be too far off. It seems a shame that I wasn't able to have already preempted this scene or situation. I know she doesn't do well with other people, guys especially. So what am I doing at this point?
Wow, you're really cute. From this angle, I can see how gorgeous you are in those glasses. Say, you want to maybe sit down at a cafe and chat a little?
And poor Chihiro, she already doesn't feel well. She skipped lunch. She's got a cold. So now I have to deal with all this too.
Hey, come on, don't be scared. I'm not going to bite.
And to her credit, she is hanging in there really well. She hasn't run away or panicked or given in or anything like that. She's holding her own really well, so she's come a long way already.
No, please stop.
All right.
Senpai.
Yeah, I just calmly stroll over. Maybe I was kind of giving her that space and letting her. Okay, yeah. As we talk this out, maybe I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt here and say that hopefully I was keeping safe tabs on what was going on, and was going to let her take the lead on that. Kind of like during the student council meeting when she wanted to go inform Mitsuru about the disagreement between Odagiri and one of the other members about the student smoking investigation that the teacher was talking about. They didn't think, or Odagiri didn't want the student council to know about it because he wanted to take care of it himself. But Chihiro thought that Mitsuru needed to know, and she took it on herself to go and tell her. So maybe this was kind of my character's similar way of trusting her to be able to handle herself without stealing that growth experience from her, but still being on hand to step in if need be. Hopefully that's all it was. But here I am. But she was able to say her piece there to the guy. Ooh. This is a tough one. I'm not using any sort of guides or walkthroughs as I say on this, so I'm going to talk both these options out. On the one hand, if I were to just casually say, hey, that doesn't make things any more confrontational than they already are, since there's that bit of friction between the two, since she told him no already. But on the other hand, I could say get lost. That could kind of turn his attention to me. Then it's not her that dismissed him, it's me. I got to be the bad guy here and take the brunt of his disdain and keep her away from that. Not that I don't think she could take it, but I don't want her to have to take it, is what I'm thinking here. I mean, she's already not feeling well, like I said. She's already done enough. We've talked before, too, about how she makes advancements gradually, little by little. She talked to us, and that was enough. And then we walked home, and that was enough. So maybe being able to tell the guy no, maybe that's enough at this point, and she's ready to take that accomplishment and be done. So there's that part of me that kind of wants to step in and tell the other guy to get lost. make myself the target of whatever rebuttals he has. I'm the one telling him off. It's not Chihiro then, so if he gets mad at me. I'd like to think that I can take it. So, hey, not hey, get lost.
Huh? Who the hell are you?
I'm her friend.
Wait, don't tell me that you're with her.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, I thought I had a chance since you look so plain.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought you were going to hit him for a second.
Yeah, maybe that escalated things more than she wanted me to. But I was just concerned that if I just casually walked over, he would turn his attention back to her, and she wouldn't have wanted that. Maybe I misread the situation. But at least he is gone now.
I wouldn't want you to get into a fight because of me, but just now you were so... You've already saved me, so I'm not scared anymore, but...
I'm glad I was there, but for her to think that I saved her, that kind of comes across like I invalidated the progress she made in telling him no, so... I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I still feel kind of guilty, like I took something that wasn't mine.
Why am I still shaking?
I can relate there too, when you're thrown into social situations that you don't want any part of. Even when the situation is done, it still sticks with you in ways you don't want it to. Oh, okay, we've got a couple options here. She's still shaking. Let's see. On the one hand, I mean, I don't know that she wants to hold hands necessarily, especially coming off of the fact that we saw the couple kissing in the library last time we were together. She didn't seem to take that very well. I'm not sure how positive she would be about doing something like that here. That might be too much for her at this point. I am here for her. I don't know if that's enough, or if we need to take the more practical approach of telling her to take a deep breath. That might be the more in-the-moment sort of thing here. I mean, if she were to just take a deep breath, it doesn't need the emotional support side of things is good to have, but if she's actually showing physical symptoms of the stress here, maybe taking that calming deep breath would also convey the fact that I'm here for her. And it addresses the more immediate concern of the responses I'm seeing from her. I mean, yeah, it's good to say I'm here for you. Yeah, true, but this might address the situation more directly. So yes, I'm going to say take a deep breath.
That really did help calm me down a bit. Thank you. I think I'm fine now.
I'm glad. I can sense Chihiro trusts me. I feel like our relationship has grown. Wonderful. Very nice to see. That was a little bit of progress in the Justice social link. We are rank 4 in that arcana now. And I've said it before, I just like these scenes too, of a close-up shot of each of the cards there, just the detail they put into each one of them. So iconic to me at this point.
Why do I suddenly feel short of breath?
Ember, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. She feels short of breath. That's no good.
Senpai, I think I really did catch a cold. I feel like my face is all flush.
And Hilla TV, thank you as well for the follow. This is wonderful. Thank you both so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, streaming's going really well. I've been at it for a couple months now. I'm getting a little better at it. I'd like to keep my fingers crossed and like to think, but it's been a lot of fun. And seeing support like this just makes it all the more fun. So thank you so much.
Thank you again for saving me today.
She probably doesn't want us to walk her home, but it still kind of feels like the right thing to do at this point when she's talked about not feeling well and me having more signs here.
Now, please excuse me.
If you're sure. I think she's sure. Chihiro hurried away. I decided to return to the dorm. Well, that was a good afternoon. Still kind of touch and go, and overall, I'm glad the way things played out. I wouldn't make any different choices if I could. I mean, there's that part of me that does wonder, but I'm happy with the choices I made, and we'll take whatever comes from them. So here we are coming into the evening.
So, you're Fuuka Yamagishi-kun, right?
We've all assembled just like we were told to do.
Yes.
Relax, there's no need to be nervous. Go on and have a seat.
To be told to relax after everything she saw on Monday, and to know we're involved in whatever this is, and then to be pulled into this group and almost be put on the spot there. I'm sure it would be quite hard to relax in a situation like that.
Okay.
I just want to quickly mention that everyone did an excellent job uncovering the truth.
It was a good team effort. Especially Yukari, as she was afraid of the topic at hand, so for her to overcome that and still be able to discover the truth, that was very cool.
And one other thing to report. I've heard that all 3 girls have regained consciousness.
Wonderful news. Yeah, there wasn't really much talk about them other than that there were other victims, so to hear that they're doing well, it's the best news we could get at this point, really.
That's great news.
From what I understand, they each came to the school around midnight and waited for the security guard to leave. Then, once the dark hour began, they were attacked by shadows near the gate.
And his mention here of the security guard, that's interesting. I don't know why I hadn't thought about that before now, but for the same reason that Fuuka got lost in the school and that we did encounter a security guard when we were there looking for the keys on Monday. I don't know why I didn't wonder how he was able to, or he or she, whoever the security guard was able to avoid ending up in Tartarus the same way Fuuka did. I guess it would make sense if the guard left before midnight, but I'm also glad the game explained that, because there could have been some point down the road where I, came across that thought in my head just randomly, and if the game didn't explain it, I would be left wondering. So kudos to the game for preempting that for me and explaining it before I thought about it.
Because of the situation's similarities to an old ghost story, rumors naturally spread quickly.
I knew right from the beginning that it wasn't a ghost.
She did say as much. That's technically correct. The best kind of correct.
It's all my fault.
No. I don't think she wanted to end up locked in the gym. That wasn't her choice.
What? Where'd you get that from? You were the victim in all this.
Exactly.
But all of those rumors started because I was absent for so long.
But that wasn't your choice. It's not like you stayed in Tartarus because you wanted to stay in Tartarus.
That's totally not your fault.
Exactly.
I don't think we could have won that fight if you hadn't been there.
That is probably true. Each one of the shadows we encountered only had one weakness when they shifted their weaknesses. And it was every 3 or so turns it seemed like they were doing that, so I don't think we could have narrowed it down quick enough before they would have shifted to a new weakness and invalidated all of our findings. We would have very quickly blown through all of our SP, and that probably would have been that then.
You saved our lives. That's not something just anyone could have done. Take pride in that. You have a special power that you can use to help others.
A special power?
We call it Persona.
It's really cool being on this side of the side of the table now. I remember having a very similar conversation after awakening to my own power and having this explained to me. So now to be the one that's been in the organization a little bit longer and seeing it portrayed from this side of things and knowing what I know, but seeing somebody else see it for the first time as Fuuka is, that's really cool.
Right now, our group absolutely needs your abilities. Can we count on you to help us?
Are you asking me to join you?
That would be quite the thing to ask out, seemingly out of the blue for Fuuka here.
That's right.
But Mitsuru's not beating around the bush on that either. She's being very direct about your power is unique, it's special, it's amazing, it would definitely help us. So we would love you to consider it.
Yuricho-senpai.
And I'm glad it's giving me the option to step in here too and reel it back a little bit. Not that Mitsuru's being forceful by any means, she's just telling it like it is. I mean, these are both true. I want her to want to, and we definitely won't force her. And I guess, one kind of says the other as well. At the end of the day, I guess it kind of ends where it started, and the whole game started off with making choices and the consequences that come with those being yours. So I want her to make this choice of her own free will and volition. So I'm going to chime in with only if you want to. Nope.
I think you'd make a good addition to the team, too.
Oh, certainly, yes. Even in just that one battle, she worked well with us. Communicated well with us, was able to find the enemy's weaknesses for us. And to have had no prior experience with personas, to easily step into that role, or seemingly easily step into that role, there's a lot to be said for that.
Sanada-senpai.
You know we're not trying to pressure you, so if you need some time to think about it.
That's fair, too.
I'll do it.
Just like that.
It would be my honor.
What? Are you sure? If you do join, you'll have to move into the dorm.
That's fine. I'd rather live here than at home anyway.
Thank you. We really appreciate this.
We do, yes. And for Mitsuru to follow it up with that, too. I mean, I think that further shows that she doesn't have those negative intentions that Yukari was worried about. And I don't think Yukari really necessarily thought that. I think she was just being cautious about it. But for Mitsuru to come back with thanks and genuine appreciation, it wasn't a follow-up of, good, that will be useful, or, we needed that. It was, thank you, you're doing a favor for us, and we realize that and appreciate that.
We'll have the school talk to your parents to resolve any issues.
And she's so good at coordinating the logistics on everything as well. Having the chairman here probably doesn't hurt either. 2 big power players.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Aren't we dragging her into this a bit fast?
It's okay. Really.
It is a fairly quick turnaround, considering she ended up lost in Tartarus and then participated in the battle with us on Monday to being invited to join the team here on Thursday.
One other topic I'd like to discuss is those special shadows. We had another encounter this month.
That's another good point, yes. Yeah, kudos to Akihiko for noticing the trend with the full moons there as we were descending the tower.
While we still don't know where they're coming from, I do believe Sanada-kun is right. They seem to appear alongside the full moon. This, at least, will help us plan for the future.
That is true. We can fairly consistently count on when the full moon is going to be. And if we know that's a trend going forward, that will help kind of structure everything we do going forward. And it will be more than just a week's notice or less. We can actually hopefully try to be more proactive and ready for things.
So, the next full moon is showtime, huh?
I'm kind of surprised this is the first we've heard from Junpei during this meeting. But at the same time, he is definitely good at still taking that step back and listening when that is the thing to do. He will be the positive one that will jump forward, but when there's time to listen and details to go over, he's just as good at that as well. So I'm sure he was just taking it all in like I was.
Knowing when to expect them is a big advantage for us.
That is true.
Now, on the day of the fight, we'll be ready to get in the ring.
We figured out a pattern for when the special shadows appear. Is this what the mysterious boy was trying to tell me? I should start paying attention to the moon's phases. That is true. Oh, wow. I kind of figured that was going to be the end of our day, so it's very surprising to actually have some time after that. Also happy that it gives me a chance to save the game again. Well, we already covered a lot of the meeting, but let's continue on with our evening then. How did other people spend theirs? 11% of people met up with a social link that I don't know yet. It's becoming increasingly concerning, but I'm sure we'll encounter Mutatsu eventually. But most people were on the daily life side of things again. Nobody went to Tartarus, which for me suggests that's probably won't be an option tonight. Although even if it is, we ended up at a barrier floor, so there's no real reason to go there if we can't climb any further. But we actually have the evening ahead of us. We've got some people to talk to. Let's do it. See what's on TV tonight. Japan's lunar probe completed its 2-year observation at 3:25 a.m. today and made a controlled landing on the moon. The probe investigated various features of the moon and contributed much to our understanding of its surface. Very exciting stuff. Nice to see scientific endeavors like that doing things and succeeding and opening up new possibilities. Junpei is back at his games. I don't think we've seen him on the couch with a game in a while. He looks focused, so the best thing to do is talk to him and distract him from that. But Junpei, I mean, he's also got to be excited that Fuuka agreed to join us. He was planning for that all along. Dude, she's the exact opposite of Yucatan. Smart, kind, modest. Hey Tom, what do you think of her? Reading all these, I'm not even sure where to start commenting. It's hard not to say not bad. That's probably what I am going to say. Depending on how you look at it. I mean, I don't want to say I don't really care, because, I do care. And Junpei's Junpei. We're high school guys. That all you think about? Not all I think about, but... So I'm just going to... I'm on his side on this one. Not bad. Yeah, right? Finally, nice change of pace. Nothing against Yukari either. I don't mean anything like that. Just, Fuuka in general. She... You know where I'm going with that. Or if you don't, I'll stumble through it again one of these days. It's enough tripping over my words for right now, though. Yukari, how are you doing with this? I know she's been concerned all week about this. So. I know she technically made the decision on her own, but it didn't seem like Yamagishi-san was really given much of a choice to me. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely make a case for that. Like I said when we started the meeting, when the chairman told her, to calm, not worry and be calm. It's like she's in an unfamiliar place, surrounded by unfamiliar people, from an organization with all these wild claims. It's a lot to take in, and that could kind of contribute to feeling kind of strong-armed into something. I don't like this. Well, hopefully as things go forward, those thoughts change. And Chairman, nice to see you. Drinking his tea again.
Oh, that's right.
Kirijo-kun and Sanada-kun left to walk Yamagishi-kun home. It's late after all. Still, today was a great day for us all. We've gained new power and learned more about the shadows. We're entering the next phase of our battle. We can't just sit on our hands either. I'd say we could use a new trick up our sleeves. That is nice to have Fuuka on hand for that, especially considering the fact that Mitsuru seemed to be getting near the edge of her detection abilities as we were getting higher up in the tower. That was kind of a trend as we got higher up, and that we were getting that static interference in the communications. Even Akihiko mentioned that her persona isn't really suited specifically for that task. So if Fuuka's is, that could really be a benefit to our team and allow Mitsuru to take on other tasks. We checked down the potatoes the other day. There's no reason to sprint all the way upstairs and see those again. I'm sure they're fine. So let's head out for our evening and do something else. I'm still really surprised that we had that option. Actually, I think, as much as I dismissed it earlier about whether or not I would remember what game is available, I do think it was charm focused today. So maybe, maybe we'll start here and work our way towards the arcade. We haven't been to the arcade in quite a while. Although, now that I'm on this side of things, up there in that shared cafe, the thought of picking up one of those 2 remaining software packages just to get those used up, that's been kind of tempting for a while now. Because if I could use both of those, then it would kind of become one of those I've used all the software I can for the moment sort of things, which doesn't feel like a bad thing. It would be, I don't want to say one less thing to do, because I'm not looking to get rid of things to do in the evening, but it would be one bit of completion progress. Until potentially more software becomes available later, but that's just less to deal with as more things are released then. So maybe I will pick one of those up tonight rather than going to the arcade. It's still sort of a potential gaming thing by doing something on a computer, so it does fill that little bit of a desire. Yeah, that sounds pretty good the more I talk it out. We can enjoy the club atmosphere here because I just realized that our display in the upper right corner of the screen has changed a little bit. We've got the date, we've also got the moon phase that we had, but we've got a limit and a number now, which I'm guessing is our countdown to the next full moon. I don't know that I'm going to really count it out here, but it should be pretty close. Yeah, I mean, there it is on the 7th, so that actually would line up. Yeah, I think it does. So that's kind of handy as another visual indicator as we get closer there. It'll be easy enough to watch the moon phase itself as it cycles through, back to the new moon before it starts to get full again, but having a very cut and dry number, it's a lot harder to misinterpret and misread that. Lots of couples up here. Nice view down on the floor down below. So yeah, I think that is what I want to do tonight, though, circling back to our plans of going to the net cafe and picking that software up. Maybe part of that was by seeing it earlier in the day. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, especially I can think of old gaming times too. If you're looking around and you go to a store or something and you see, I can think of it as an example of games, but it could be anything really. And it's like you stop by earlier in the day and you see something, it's like, oh man, I want that, but I'm not going to buy it today sort of thing. And you carry on with your day, but you see all sorts of other things and you still just have that one thing in your head and you come back to it eventually and it's like, man, I really did want that first thing I saw. So you end up making your way back there and picking it up, and hopefully it's something that makes you happy and that you enjoy having. And I'm kind of hoping that's what it feels like with the software today. If I make it back to the net cafe and pick up one of those boot camp softwares, get back to the dorm and get that used, and hopefully it does something good for me. We've already been in the Velvet Room, so I guess there's no need to go back there tonight. But man, I had totally written off this evening as a spent time already, so all of this feels like a nice bonus. So, I don't know why I'm taking us back to the dorm here. Guess I just wanted to come in and make sure the building was still here. So let's head back out the door and really confuse everybody there as I say nothing to anyone. Sorry, I forgot where I was going. Maybe that's that subconscious desire to really want to get back to the dorm and be in for the night. Yeah, it's June 11th, so maybe it's getting to be a warmer night here. He's ready to get back into hopefully an air-conditioned space there. But yeah, I am going to buy something here.
Come on in.
I've got the money to afford it. Muscle boot camp or mindful boot camp? I guess I'm not really wrong with either of them, but... Well, let's start with Muscle Boot Camp. It's the top of the list. We'll just work our way down then. It is 2,000 yen, but it's going to be 2,000 yen well spent, I hope. Like I've said too, with shared computer software, hopefully once I use it, I'm able to put it back in the shared library, and other people in the dorm can use it for whatever it does for us as well then. Oh, another cat, look at that. Oop. Don't want to scare it away. So let's head back to the dorm then with our newly acquired prize. I guess I didn't even look to make sure the computer was available tonight, but thankfully it is. So yeah, we've talked to everybody. We've got a fun new bit of software to take home. And just that thought of picking up some actual physical piece of software as well. It's actually been a while since I've done anything like that. Nothing wrong with the digital side of things, but there's a lot to be said for coming home with a new piece of something, be it a game or a package of this, and you get to open it up and see the paperwork inside. It's a weird level of nostalgia, but I can remember a lot of times with that and enjoying it. Walking home, it's probably a little harder to tear into things and start reading paperwork, but here we are at the shared computer anyway, so trips down memory lane aside, let's get the game saved and see what this new software can do for us. Ideally, we'll be able to glean some information on what the mindful side will offer for us once we get back for that then, too. Should I spend my time using the computer? With my one thing to choose from, I think I shall. Muscle Boot Camp. PC software for learning how to effectively strengthen your muscles. There was another bit of software that was kind of similar. It was diet software that showed pictures of food and things, and it was supposed to help work on one's charm and a trim figure. This kind of seems as dubious as that. I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, learning about the muscles and things, that will help you understand how to strengthen them, but knowing how to strengthen something and actively strengthening them are different things. But I guess this just gives me that knowledge, so maybe as I'm in my daily activities or Tartarus, maybe I will be more competently capable of making the most of my training activities or what have you. So I guess we'll approach it with that mindset. But either way, that story aside, let's see what Muscle Boot Camp does. Muscle Boot Camp. It seems to be educational software that teaches you about muscles. Sounds interesting. In this short session, you'll learn 600 ways to use your muscles. A short session? I'm going to learn 600 things? I could have a very long session, and learning 600 things sounds like a challenge for me. So, big props to our character here if he's able to do all that in a short lesson. An immense amount of information is being presented at rapid pace. Congratulations, you are hereby promoted to Muscle Sergeant. Sweet, hear that, guys? Muscle Sergeant. I sure learned a lot about how to use my muscles. I feel like I have more stamina now that I've watched this. If only things like that were that easy. I'm not sure what having more stamina is going to do for me, but I like the thought of it. Oh, alright. The game's going to tell me what more stamina does for me. It means my max HP increases by 7. Okay, I am happy with that. And I can infer based on that potentially the similar effect would be had on our SP with the other software. So that's good knowledge to have, assuming my inference is correct. And that just makes me that much more potentially survivable. I think I had somewhere around 250 HP, so 7 HP is nothing to sneeze at. That could be that difference between a game over screen or not. So I will 100% take that. It wasn't our normal social skill ending, but it was definitely a stat I'm worth seeing, I'm happy to see increase. So I felt like that was a good use of our evening, but it's gotten late. I should head back to my room. All right. So that is the end of the day. Let's head back to the desk. Actually, as I'm staring at the screen here, I don't remember if the moon phase itself was so clearly shown underneath the limit number, which, even talking about that, there was no limit number before. So those are both new additions, I believe, to our HUD. So that's very nice to see. With our new knowledge that we talked about at the meeting, it's actually being conveyed to us through the game as well. Nice little details. Let's talk about that more at the desk, where it's a more calm and contained environment. Okay, so here we are back at the desk. That was the end of Thursday, June 11th. What a day it was. I really wasn't sure coming into it where things were going to go. Since we started very quickly at the after-school side of things, I had those thoughts that it was going to be almost as quick as some of those exam days a couple weeks ago. It was just the whole day was going to disappear, especially starting off with that text from Akihiko then. It's like, are we just going to go right back to the dorm and talk to Fuuka and have the day end? But we did not. Looking back, we did a lot of different things today. After school got out, we were able to head around town and talk to people, and ended up spending time with Chihiro. She texted us a couple times over the last week wanting to spend some time together, and I wanted to do that based on her text today. She wanted to walk home together, so we were making our way through the Polonia Mall. She wanted to stop at the cafe, and thought that would be something fun to do, which I agreed, only for her to reveal that she wasn't feeling too well. She'd skipped lunch, and she was feeling lightheaded, and thought she might have a cold, so she wanted to stop by the pharmacy and get some medicine. Totally understandable. So she headed in to do that, and I waited outside for her. And as she came out, she was approached by, I don't remember what the name they gave him for, but just one of those kind of guys that was hitting on her kind of unjustly just because he thought she was going to be an easy target for him. And she was flustered by the approach. She already wasn't feeling well, and she doesn't like dealing with guys. So to be put on the spot like that didn't seem like anything she wanted any part of. And he was trying all of his lines to try to get her to spend some time with him. And to her credit, she was able to clearly say, no, I don't want to do this. Please, get out of my face, without saying as much. She did say no, though, and she was clear about that. And he was kind of taken aback by that. And thankfully, at that point, my character was able to walk over and interject himself into the conversation. And I told the guy, I literally told him to get lost. At the time, and even now, I wonder what would have happened if I'd taken the more peaceful approach of saying, hey. But I didn't. I wanted all eyes focused on me and away from Chihiro, just to kind of preempt whatever might go wrong on that side of things. And he turned and kind of rightly said, who the hell are you? What's your deal? And he's like, oh, are you with her? I thought she'd be an easy target because of how plain she looks or something mean and dismissive like that. But thankfully, after some negative comments, he got the hint and walked away. Chihiro kind of turned and was thankful that the situation was over. She was worried that I was going to start fighting the guy, which, after the fact, I do kind of see. Coming in just shy of, fist swinging probably wasn't the right way to approach things. If I had kept it calmer, that might have been better. But thankfully, nothing like that did escalate. But the guy left, and Chihiro did say that she was glad I was there to step in, because I was also a little worried that I was kind of stealing her progress there and overcoming the challenges that she's been facing. But she was happy to have me there, so I was glad to hear that. And she did seem happy that I saved her, even though I wasn't trying to save her necessarily. I just wanted to be there to support her and to keep things as calm as they could be. But she was happy and said that she was still feeling sick, but she might have also been blushing, and she said her legs felt shaky, and she wanted to get home. So she hurried off at that point. Didn't even give me the option to make sure she got home, which still kind of feels like a missed opportunity for my character. I've said multiple times, too, the more I think about that. It's like, this isn't the first time I've said my character should really escort somebody home. Not for any particular, they need it sort of reason, but just from, a good person standpoint. Kind of that chivalrous thing to do. She's not feeling well. She just went through something tough. But she also does want some time to herself, so I do have to acknowledge that side of things. And forcing myself along wasn't really probably what she wanted either, so either way, we separated, and she seemed happy about that, and our social link improved. So that was rank 4 in the Justice Arcana now. So we're kind of hitting 4s for a lot of our social links now, moving up in good progress across the board. And that brought us then to our evening. And we had promised right from the get-go, well, we weren't even promised, it was kind of told for us that we need to be back at the dorm in the evening because Fuuka was getting out of the hospital, and she was going to be at the dorm. So we met with everyone up in the command room. Chairman Akutsuki was there and everything, and so was Fuuka. We told her basically everything that Seas does. About the shadows, about Tartarus, about our investigation, and about personas, and how that's what her power is called, and the value that something like that has, and what her persona could contribute to our investigation. Mitsuru then just offered her a spot on the team, basically. It's like, would you like to join us in this? It kind of went around the room, and it did give me the chance to say, only if you want to, because just like Yukari, I don't want her to be pressured into it. We're not trying to force her to join us or anything. It would be great if she did join us, but it all comes down to it being her choice. But it went around, Akihiko talked about how great her power is and how much of an asset it would be for us. Yukari also chimed in, the same as me, that this has to be something she wants to do and we're not trying to force her into doing it. And said that, you could take some time to think about this. This is a big decision. But Fuuka steeled her resolve and looked confident and said, no, I want to do this. I'll join. And it was like, just like that? You want to join us? And she's like, yeah. You saved me, and if my power can help save others, that's what I want to do. And so it was told that, okay, you're going to have to live at the dorm. And she said, that's just fine. I'd rather live here than at home anyway. And so everyone was quite excited. Mitsuru and the chairman both said, we'll work with the school and get your stuff moved over here, and we'll take care of all the accommodations for you. And she was happy for that. But it sounds like in the short-term, near future, Fuuka's going to be moving into the dorm and joining our team. So super encouraging. Yukari still seemed a little unsure about that. We caught up with her down in the lobby after the fact, and she still feels like maybe Fuuka was pressured into this a little bit. I do feel like it was Fuuka's choice there, and I'm glad to have her with the team. Junpei was especially excited, and I sided with him too on the good points of Fuuka. So it'll be nice when she gets moved in, and to see the team getting bigger, and to be on the outside of it, like I said in the moment too. It's like I'm not the new guy on the team anymore. I'm seeing this from the more veteran position now, despite having only been there a couple months. I'm not some long-serving member of the team, but I'm a little bit higher ranked now. I know a little bit more of what's going on, so I've kind of got that slightly senior status in the group, I guess, compared to Fuuka. But anyway, that was all really cool. And even more surprising is I had some time after that. I really thought that was going to take our entire evening, but I did have some time for the rest of my evening. So I got out and I walked around. We stopped by the club, listened to the music there. Ended up making my way over to the Net Cafe for the second time that day and picked up the Muscle Bootcamp software. I'd been eyeing both the Muscle Bootcamp and Mindful Bootcamp for a while and wanting to see what those did for us. I decided to take that one home with me tonight. I was considering going to the arcade, but using the computer sounded like something fun as well, and this just checks off something that it's a one-use consumable thing that'll offer some permanent benefit to us, like all the other software. I wanted to get that used up. I also kind of figured that tonight felt like a bonus in every sense of the word. Since I didn't think I was going to be able to make any choices tonight, anything I did was going to be a win in my book. So this just really further reinforced the benefit of checking out what that software entailed. So I picked that up and brought it home and used it on the shared computer. And it trained me in ways to understand how my muscles work and how to make best use of them. It said I was promoted to Muscle Sergeant as a result of my training, so that was a nice fancy title I have now. But at the end of the software use, I gain a permanent +7 to my HP. So that'll be really nice coming into future combat situations. 7 isn't a huge number, but it could be those 7 points between game over or not, so always good to have. But after getting to spend time I didn't expect to have, that wrapped up our evening, got to bed at a good hour since we weren't going to Tartarus, wrapped things up for Thursday. And we really do feel like we got a lot done today for not starting the day till the afternoon. We made social progress, we added a new member to the organization of Seas, we talked more about the moons as well, the moon situation, phase, there's the word I'm looking for, the moon phases as it relates to shadows. I had mentioned that on our summary, but the moon phases, we've kind of put 2 and 2 together on how full moons correspond to strange shadow encounters. So that's going to give us a leg up going forward as a group now to all prepare and be ready for the full moon. So yeah, I mean, we learned that, we made, like I said, the social progress, the HP bonus forever now. I can look back on today and be very happy with it. So again, that was the end of Thursday, June 11th. It was a great day, and I'm glad you were here to spend it with me. Thank you so much for that. My name is Tom Shima. I stream this Persona a Day series live on Twitch every day at 12:30 Eastern Time. So anytime you want to join me, I would love to have you. I've also got a schedule available on Twitch that converts that time into your local time if that's easier for you. So I would love to have you here. If that doesn't work for you or you want to watch any of this at your own schedule, I do have a YouTube channel with every day's playthrough uploaded on it. So if you want to check a previous day or catch up on the current day, whatever, at your own schedule, that's why that is there. But I just hope everyone has a great Thursday, that you're accomplishing the things you want to get done, that you can look back on the day once you get to the end of it and see all the things you've accomplished and done, and that it just sets you up for a good Friday, finishing off the week strong. But I've been Tom Shima. It's been great being here with you today, and I hope I can see you again sometime. Thank you, and goodbye.